just double check the date. 29th of September.
That's the one.
August.
PGA Tour Golf.
This is not the real thing. This is the... You're the sin, aren't you, you dick?
Might stay in.
Poundland Don West.
Quite literally.
It's the 29th of some month. 2002.
Tiger Woods, something tour golf.
Ooh.
We've started giggling. This is great.
The Guru is the number one.
Guru!
Oh, a beautiful delivery, Matthew. You have a woman's guru,
You have a
Blackadder.
woman's guru. The Guru. This is the Mike Myers movie.
It's not. That's what I thought it was. It's the 2002 sex comedy. Lynn, these are sex comedies. Written by Tracy Jackson and blah, blah. The film centers on a dance teacher who comes to the United States from India to pursue a normal career, but incidentally stumbles into a brief but high-profile career as a sex guru, a career based on a philosophy he learns from a porno actress. Ooh.
Well,
I only vaguely know it. Never seen it. I guess you haven't either, so let's move on.
I thought it was a Michael Myers movie. Mike Myers movie. So what do I know?
I haven't seen The Guru, but I have tried to watch The Love Guru. There's no way The Guru was anywhere near as bad as The Love Guru.
That's the one I was thinking of.
Round Round by Sugar Babes is the number one single in the UK.
Nice, round, baby, round, spend the night on me.
That's right. It samples the song Tango Forte by German production team Dublex Inc.
Ooh, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
A sample?
Yeah. I like a cheeky sample.
I love
when
cheeky sample.
You go to Costco. And Eva Casti Imagine is a third studio album and the number one album in the UK. I don't know anything about Eva Cassidy.
She did Fields of Barley, didn't she?
Oh, she's the Sundance Kid. That's right. I remember now. In other news, Sunderland signed Matt Piper from Leicester for a fee of 3.5 million. In my stage directions, it says pause. Despite initially impressing, Piper's time at Sunderland was mostly an unhappy one, as he suffered a number of serious injuries, resulting in him having 10 operations in 3 years. Not unlike 80 dub.
Not unlike Roddy Piper.
Hey. Lee Hughes rejoins West Bromwich Albion for 2.5 million.
Oh.
And yes, do you want to do the honours? What do I do now?
What?
Pause. I'm trying to make it a regular, but it's not. Despite being a regular in the first team, Hughes failed to score a single goal in the 02-03 season, and Albion were relegated in 19th place with just 6 wins.
Oh, my brother will be disgusted that you brought that up. He's a Baggies fan.
Oh.
He listens to this, he'll go, why are you talking about Baggies getting relegated? Shocking behaviour.
I mean, they yell West Side.
That's exactly what they
what
chant.
the Albions do.
That is exactly what they chant at
That's where
West
it comes
Brom.
from.
They chant West Side.
Not many people know that. Like, it was
Well,
Americans.
West Side comes from West Brom.
Yeah.
No. Fucking ass.
You know,
That sounds like a joke I'd say.
You know, somebody doesn't know enough about the subjects to make up any shit.
I expect them to go, oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
There's a few times I probably would, but unfortunately, West Brom's one of those hot button subjects in my house. I go, what?
A few Americans were there to see a game one time, like, oh, that's really good. We should steal that.
I've chanted the Lord is my shepherd at West Brom, but not West Side. That's where West Side Story comes from. It's a documentary about the Baggies.
Oh, here's some relatable news. Super Mario Sunshine is the big game this week.
Love Super Mario Sunshine.
Absolutely. I mean, I've got the Wikipedia page written here, but I'm like, I know what it is. Yeah, the wonderful Super Mario game that I got and was initially disappointed with to begin with. And then I started playing it some more and gone, once I got over what a lot of people said and goes, you know the bits where you get your flood stolen from you? That should be in the game. And I'm like, maybe not, but I did enjoy it. Eventually, it's not Super Mario 64 2, which I think a lot of people were expecting.
I think a lot of people were expecting that, and then they added the water gun element, and people went, oh, it's too gimmicky now. But you know what? In hindsight, it was great. I enjoyed the water gun element more. The more I played it, I got into it.
Yeah.
And I missed it when I didn't have it in future games.
Yeah, what a weird company Nintendo are. Well, we could make a lot of money just by doing this, but part 2. But we don't want to give you that.
Is it somewhere I read that a lot of the times they come up with a concept of a game for Nintendo, and then they think which character would best fit it?
But that's how they came with Woolly World.
Yeah? Is that Woolly World?
Well, is it
I thought you said Willy World.
I know. I said something that sounds like cock. Give Tom some time to get out of the system.
And that's how Star Fox Adventures came about, wasn't it? Because it was meant to be a completely separate game from the Star Fox / Lilac Wars franchise.
Right.
And then they ended up going, this won't stand up on its own as a game, so let's lob Fox McCloud in it.
That's one of the examples, yes.
Yeah, with hilarious results.
Ray asks if Louise has reached a decision about him buying Benice's half of the pub for her. Noting what a big decision it is, Louise needs more time. No.
Is this Emmerdale?
Yeah, I was just thrown off because this next sentence goes, Ray's rattled, but recovers as he receives a phone call about Lily.
Time, Lily. What's going on? They've been in the garden.
Taking advice from Rodney on some of the items, Danny is chuffed when he made 85 quid off some rubbish.
Off some rubbish.
Truly a golden era of Emmerdale.
85 quid in 2002 is the equivalent today of 3.5 mil.
Yeah, found this in some rubbish. Oh, it's also the first police series of I'm a Celebrity. So that's why Emmerdale's not trying, I guess.
Look what they found in the rubbish.
Let's see if you remember any of these, Tom. Tara Palmer Tompkinson.
I do remember Tara Power Tompkinson.
Christine Hamilton.
Do you know Christine Hamilton from off of Neil Hamilton?
Nell McAndrew Glamour.
Oh, she was...
Oh, God, no. Glenn McAndrew Glamour model.
Yeah, I was going to say her name,
pause.
her name was... That's where you put the pause.
Oh, shit.
No, she was a glamour model. Nell McAndrew Glamour.
Could be a name.
Do you remember when all the PlayStation magazines had pictures of Lara Croft?
Yes.
Mostly they were Nell McAndrew.
Ah, thank you. Oh, that's why she did Go in the Jungle.
She was in my jungle. I was a teenager.
Rona Cameron.
Rona Cameron. No.
No, comedian.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I do know Rona Cameron, female comedian. I don't say comedian. Female comedian. Yeah, she.
Yeah, you know what's more condescending than comedian? Going female comedian.
Yeah, I know, right? Double down on it. That's actually worse, isn't it?
Sorry. Funny tart.
Well, that's me cancelled.
Sorry, I had to get in there.
Oh no, that's fine. I'll get commented. I'll get cancelled as well. She was on. She was on. I'm sorry. She was on. Have I got news for you? Quite a bit, I believe. Rona Cameron.
Ah, that makes sense.
I think so. Okay. Darren Day. Yeah, from Dollar.
That's right.
Despisable man, from what I remember correctly from that series.
Oh, all right. You mean?
Yeah, didn't come across very. It came across as the baddie, I think.
Nigel Benn. Fucking hell, I didn't know that.
Ben.
I didn't know he was on the... Oh, no, really?
Yeah.
Yuri Geller, of course.
Spoonbender.
And the winner... Do you remember who it was, the first series?
Oh, was it Joe Walsh?
You're close, but you're wrong. It's Tony Blackburn.
Oh, it was bloody Tony's year, wasn't it? The exciting new sound of Radio 1.
That's right.
Tony Blackburn, what a boy.
Ah.
My
All
hero.
that was happening in this week, whichever week it is, in the wonderful world of reality. But... What was happening in the wonderful, crazy world of wrestling? I don't know. But Tom does. And he's going to teach me and you, the viewers and listeners at home, what was happening on the Cultaholic Classic SmackDown review. How you doing, Tom?
I'm good, matey. That was a longer intro than normal. I think we got a bit giddy.
Mm.
I think we got a bit giddy along the way. But I'm good. We are, oh my God. When you listen to this, I think we're weeks away from Ground Zero. And we're actually at a point
Ground
where...
Zero.
Ground Zero.
Things are going well when that's the term used.
Yeah, it's true, actually. It's all going fine.
We're 2 weeks away from Operation Shit Myself and Die.
I haven't shit myself. I'm wearing a kilt. That'll be a mess. I love the fact that you and my woman of honor are rooming together.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's a joy. I'm so... It's... when I was talking to Maffew about it recently, and I looked at like the guest list and who's staying with who and who's going where. I said, and it feels quite glib at the time, I don't mean it to be, I said, it feels like a bit like an end of season finale. Because it's all the characters from like all my life over the years all coming together, and all the characters from Alex's life all coming together. And you went, no, pal, it's not a season finale, it's the 100th episode special. I went, I prefer that. Did you not say that?
I said it exactly like that, yes. Your Honour, I do not argue the prostitutions.
You did not argue the prostitutions, as
That's
you
how
should.
they say it on court.
So
I've forgotten the name there.
Yeah, so we're nearly there now, and it's at that point where all the big stuff's done. Just kind of got to do it now.
Hell yeah.
It's amazing. So we've got a few weeks just to kind of ease into it, and you'll have a few more of these. And I think the way that I figured it out, even like because when we get on the weekend that I get married, you will still have a classic SmackDown review to listen to. So,
God, you really are ticking all the boxes.
That will go. Yeah, there will be an episode that goes. It won't be live. A few people have said, "Are you live streaming your wedding?" To which I've gone, "No, give me some peace." I won't be. But we will have an episode of the SmackDown review that goes out on the day of the wedding, or on the weekend of the wedding. Actually, I should say. On the weekend the wedding takes place. You'll have an episode of the SmackDown review on the Saturday, so you can kind of be there in spirit. How are you? More importantly.
I woke up today feeling like shit. But then
Excellent.
I had a lovely walk here. It's only 15 minutes, so I make it sound like a trek. And just got happier and happier the closer I got to Cultaholic HQ going, I'm going to get to see Tom today. I'll be Jack and Ross and Shagger Joel. And, I got that.
That's not a bad day at the office. We are the lucky few.
Lovely day. Lovely day. Lovely day.
We are the lucky few. Aren't we? That have a job.
That's a speech you want to hear.
We are a lucky few in the sense.
We lucky few. We're about to fucking die. Sorry.
I feel like everything I'm saying is tinged with something more sinister.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like
I don't mean
if you sat down and analysed the text of Tom's speeches, you're like, hang on, there's all these.
Yeah.
These are metaphors.
If you read into it all, it would sound like I'm having a horrific time. And whilst I'm not. All your arguments are salient, but I'm all right.
Well, Maffew, it turns out your premonition that Tom's going to blow himself up on the wedding. If only we paid attention to everything he was saying.
Imagine if I was a lol cow, right? And this was going out. You'd have several people just combing through it and going, as you can see, he says that there, and he says that there. Thankfully.
Hiding in plain sight.
I'm only a lol cow in my own home, as opposed to in the real world.
The real world? Wow. You know what people do in the real world? Sometimes they send us emails.
They sometimes do. Before we get to the emails, can we do a big congratulations to the gentleman on my left, and indeed everybody's left, who this week released the 500th episode of Botchamania! Woo!
I forgot what I did. Oh, God, it's my birthday. Oh, all right, yeah, that.
You did it!
Thank you, yeah.
500 episodes!
Thank you.
Does that feel good?
I didn't feel anything. This thing, wow, that's a number. It's a round number. Goes, yeah, cool. 501 will be happening soon. You know, it's like
you just onwards, you carry on, don't you? You tick on.
Yeah.
500 is good though. It's a good number. It's a healthy number. I like how this week's Botchamania was essentially more than ever more credits than content.
If people like the credits, I mean, it's got to give the people what they want.
One day,
sadly, he's a wrestling fan, so you give him what they want, and they still call you a cunt.
One day, it'll just be all credits at Botchamania.
Again, it was so tempting to do it this time because everyone sent stuff. Or be number 500. I had to decline people, and they're like, "Come on, man!" I'm like, "I need to actually put out this video time, because you're against the clock all the time. It used to be it's chill, do it when I like, but I'm like, do I have to do this out, or I literally won't have enough time to edit it and put it together?
That's it.
It's staggering. It's rare you get in positions like that.
I had a message. One of the emails this week comes from Nick, and he says, "Congratulations to Maffew Gregg on 500 Botchamanias.
Oh, thank you.
Intrigued to know, whilst I've never submitted an end sequence / credit myself, what do you look for / hate when you put them together? Just so I know how to not make mine shit."
Oh, okay. Thank you very much.
And that's a really good question, actually. So, because you have the deciding factor, and I imagine there's a lot that don't see the light of day.
Yeah, there's a 6-second rule when it comes to copyright.
You can eat it if it falls on the ground.
Yeah, it's a really hard thing to convey because when you try to explain to people, it's a 6-second rule when it comes to copyright, then you move to something else or get taken down. I don't mind people giving me a good idea and like, oh, good, can I just trim it? And if they're like, yeah, sure, go nuts, I'm like, all right with that. Please don't send me like a 2-minute thing and go, what about this? And goes, I can't use any of this, because the entire build up to the joke doesn't work and stuff like that. So I'd say, you submit what you like. Submit what you like. Just please be patient and receptive to the criticism. because some people just go like, "Oh, fuck you, then, Matthew."
Do you get
like,
some
no,
people?
Look, I can't. They'll take the video down. Like, no.
Do you get some people get rage with you?
People don't want to be told. They want, yeah, Matthew. This is yes, a person. This is great. Like, I'll put this in. They don't want to be told. Actually, no, this is a bit gosh.
Yeah, there's a nicer way of doing it. It's as I think you probably be familiar with it in other lines of work and stuff. I was certainly familiar with it from the radio world. Is the shit sandwich approach?
Yes, you've said that many a time.
The shit sandwich
compliment,
approach.
criticism, compliment.
There you go.
Nom nom nom.
Yeah, that's it. So if you're getting a shit sandwich from Maffew Gregg, just know he's being really nice, and probably what you've made is crap, and that's okay. Sometimes things are. I've submitted things that are crap, and you can't just expect them to use it to make you feel better. That's not how it goes.
I am not Dr. Feelgood.
No,
he's next door.
This isn't aimed at anybody in particular because I don't know anybody that submits to Maffew. So it's not aimed at anyone in particular. So if you're listening, going, he's talking about me. I honestly am not because I don't know. I'm honestly not talking about you. But if you're listening, going, he's aiming that at me. Maybe it is.
Oh, yeah, God, thank you for saying that because there have been times I've said it on John comment. It's just been a vague thing and people going, it's me. I'm the problem. I'm me. I'm like, no, sorry.
Maybe it is you. You know who you are. No, I'm joking. A little bit of live admin on the podcast. Did we talk about Legends of Wrestling recently? Because I have an email that I can't remember whether we did or not. And we might run the risk of doing the same email twice. I'll read it anyway.
Say it anyway.
See if it rings any bells. Just listening to the SmackDown review number 114.
Is it even out yet? It is it?
Legends of Wrestling.
Yeah. Is it an out in 02? I mean.
No. But basically, I'll give you the context of the email.
Okay.
Just listening to the SmackDown review number 114, during which Maffew coldly does Legends of Wrestling dirty.
I think this is recent. Some guy on Twitch, I think, was saying this.
I have fond memories of all the games. I had an easy reversal system. The theme for the game was an absolute banger. And given at the time that most of the other options were very samey, it was good to have something different to pick from. First time emailer, so I thought I'd give this a go. All them best from Darren. Love you, bye.
Did you do that on Twitch, Darren? I swear someone came on Twitch and said out of nowhere and went, hey, Legend of Wrestling's not that bad. I'm like, oh, man. It's like 3 moves. We're an easy reversal system.
Yeah, and I think part of your argument there, Darren, is there wasn't much else around, so therefore it's good. No, that's a bad argument. You can't just go, look, there's some dog poo and some white dog poo. I'm going to eat the dog poo.
Yeah.
Of course, you slagging it off, but it's better than white dog poo. Well, just don't eat dog poo. That's just a thought. I don't know. What do I know, eh?
Oh, wait, no. Actually, I remember Bret Hart's in one of them. So, yeah, you're right. Go fuck yourself, Tom. I love Legend of Wrestling.
I've just realised now that because Bret's in it. I know the UK version's got Giant Haystacks and Big Daddy and
yes,
Kendo Nagasaki.
And Mick McManus.
Mick McManus, they were all in it as well. Doing the same 4 moves as everybody else. Yeah, I wanted Legends of Wrestling to be good. With all my loins, yeah. I wanted Legends of Wrestling to be good. But it wasn't. It wasn't. I'm sorry. I'm one of these people that go, oh, God, I don't want to, like, everyone plays the 2K games. I really like the 2K game. I really like play. I pick up and play them quite a lot. They are great sports entertainment simulators. If you want a wrestling game, that's what Fire Pro is for. I never got into Fire Pro.
I remember hearing all the hype and go, okay, cool, let me get the new sexy PlayStation 4 version, and went, what? It still looks like the Game Boy Advance.
It's exactly the same. Aha! So you never got into it either, or did you?
No. People expect me to be in it. It's funny. What do you mean you watch indie wrestling and you love video games and you don't play Fire Pro? I'm like, yeah, sorry, pal.
I just like the sports entertainment-y bollocks that comes to the 2K games. Yeah. Run-ins and cash-ins and fucking the Fiend disappearing and appearing behind you. Like, all that shit. Wrestling's great when it's bollocks, and I like that kind of bollocks. Yeah. And it's also,
you'll like this week's Hall of Fame submission. After I haven't checked the results. I'm sure I came dead last with probably 0%, where I tried putting in the Pokemon leaks. Oh, what a misfire that was. But this week I'm doing Ken the Box.
Ken the Box?
From, okay, never mind.
No, tell me.
It's already been a long episode, but...
it's already been a long episode. We haven't even started it yet.
It's a Japanese indie, like dirt indie, wrestling gimmick. Where's a dude? He's got a box. He's in a box basically, and shuffles around and just does this.
Fucking A. Wrestling! Do it. Absolutely do it. On this week's episode of the Classic Raw Review, more on that later, you coward. On this episode of the Classic Raw Review, the Slam of the Week is sponsored by Fighters Mega Mix.
Oh, nice.
Which featured the appearance of Hornet, the Daytona car, as a fightable character,
That's
or as
right.
I like to call him, Dave Toner.
That's right.
It's the birth of Dave Toner. Good lad.
And the bear that they didn't give any animation to.
And he just moved.
So great.
AM2
That's how King of the Box wrestles.
The palm tree from the AM2
That's right,
logo.
yeah.
Fucking love Fighters Megavix.
Yeah.
Went right under the radar. Thank you, Darren. Sorry if we read that twice. One more very quick. After listening to the Cultaholic 1994 Royal Rumble with Maffew.
Oh, yeah.
Where is the Maffew book of one-liners? That's from Mayor Jeremy M. Miller. So apparently you've got a book of one-liners somewhere. I think this is that thing once again where what people have gone, oh, how do you script your episodes? And then we've blown their minds by going, no, I think we're just quite witty.
Yeah, sometimes I'm good on this.
Sometimes.
Not every week. No, man.
We've had some stinkers.
Yeah. If you're good every week, they expect it.
Exactly. We've had some weeks where we've been fucking lowest common denominator shite houses, but there's been some weeks where we have been, mate, fucking ARIA award winning, Bertolli award winning. This might be one of them. So it always surprises people when they go, oh no, we don't really. Obviously Maffew writes down his notes. I write down my notes.
Yeah.
If we have an idea for a quip, we write it down. But I'll be honest, some of the most fun we've had doing this has just been stuff that's appeared in thin air.
Yes.
That we've just riffed on for 20 minutes, and then I've come a little bit closer to having that heart attack that is going to take me out in my mid-40s. I'm just, as long as I make enough money that I can leave to Alex in the will.
It's good to have a goal.
It's good to have dreams. Thank you very much for your messages. Classic@cultaholic.com. If you'd like to say hello next time. Do you want to know what happened in the world of wrestling this week?
Oh, go on then.
All right, so not loads this week, you'll be pleased to know. We're just off the back of SummerSlam, but a major seismic change has occurred in the WWE side of things as a result of Brock Lesnar becoming the undisputed WWE champion. Plan is to make that belt disputed, and that plan began this past Monday when it was revealed on Raw that Brock Lesnar and the WWE title will move exclusively to SmackDown. So the plan is, according to the Wrestling Observer, that Raw and SmackDown will have their own bespoke world titles that they can tour with. So the whole reason they have done it is in order to allow for both brands to exist more so independently, and also for both brands to be able to put on a quote-unquote world title match on house shows all around the world. The people in creative believe that the one thing that's missing is the fact that you'll have some live events that won't really feature any major title matches.
Right.
And some shows that will. The IC title's been bouncing back and forth. That will be the case still for a little while longer. The tag title's the same. But then what's going to happen is over the next few months, you're going to see each company, each brand have its own bespoke titles. And it begins with a world title for Monday Night Raw, and that way they can tour with it. It's just a way of making the brand split a little stronger. Also on the Monday night on Raw, the night after SummerSlam, The Rock was backstage. And there were some big conversations about The Rock turning up on Raw. Vince and Rock were both backstage throughout the day, going back and forth as to whether or not he should appear on the show. Vince announced earlier in the day at the production meeting that The Rock would appear. And by the end of the night, they went, actually, no, he won't. The idea being that it would do damage to the brand split if The Rock appeared. Which seems a weird one to me, and I guess they didn't quite know. It felt like they might have done a segment with him where he says goodbye for a little while, do it on Raw rather than doing it on SmackDown. But they decided against doing it at the end. What would you have done? Would you have kicked him out there and go, get on Raw?
It's interesting to say. I remember them saying that it was that Rock declined to appear. Remember the South Power Slam reported? He declined to appear because of getting booed.
Ah, that would make sense.
Yeah. If he's not going to do anything with Brock, he's not going to do anything with SmackDown or put anybody over, I don't see the point of using him, which is an insane thing to be saying. But
especially if he's going to get booed.
Yeah. Yeah. Why? Oh, you booed me last time. Nah, I'll be all right.
If his last piece of business in wrestling was the main event of the second biggest show of the year, then that helps his stock. I think if he goes out on Raw and just gets booed halfway through the show, I think it makes him look weaker.
Yep.
So go out on a high, for lack of a better term, in losing to Brock, and then just disappear and then see you next year. That's the plan.
Yeah, so I don't think I would use him now.
Apparently, Tony Schiavone's trying to get a job with the WWE at this point. He was backstage at SmackDown in Fayetteville, kissing Jim Ross's ass, according to the Figure 4 Weekly, which is hilarious because Schiavone's been very vocal about how much he's disliked Jim Ross over the years. And he's also been sniffing around TNA for some work. He will get a bit of work with TNA, very briefly
1 week.
as a character. Yeah, it won't be anything extensive, but he's certainly keen to try and get back into the commentary game at this point. Talks of Scott Steiner coming in seem to have stopped completely. Now there are currently, as of writing, no plans for Scott Steiner for WWE. It's due to his physical condition, not due to attitude, not due to ability, but they've just said, like, in ring, he's not what he was, and that's probably why they don't want to use him. In terms of attitude, despite the fact that Scott's got a bit of a rep, they're quite happy with him backstage because the last thing that he did for WWE at this point was the last Nitro in 01 when he went out in the first match and lost the title to Booker T.
Despite being injured.
Yeah, despite being injured, clean as a whistle, went out into the job, and that's held him in good stead. And there was some conversation about him coming in, but he's not in the best of shape at the moment. They've gone, well, we don't want to bring you in.
He's got drop foot syndrome.
Drop foot, that's it.
Such a weird name for something, but apparently it's a big thing. So
yeah, so that will cause some issues with him.
Well, that's good. I'm glad they waited until he was incredibly healthy and ready for his appearance at the Royal Bloody Rumble.
You'll be glad to have
Can't
the
wait for that.
Hey, when it comes to WCW people as well, Goldberg, as we talked about during the SummerSlam retro reactions, we read the thing from Power Slam. Goldberg beat Satoshi Kojima and Taiokeya in his first ever matches for All Japan. He looks like he signed a 6-date deal with All Japan, $42,000 per match. Oh, nice work if you can get it. One match pays for my wedding. The belief is that they'll work. I'll work one match against Taiokeya. Pay off the wedding. I won't be in any shape for it afterwards. The belief is that there's going to be some big shows over the next 12 months. He's going to be factored into those. Includes a match against Genichiro Tenryu for the Triple Crown title.
That did not happen.
Which
sadly.
did not happen,
I
as we
would
know.
fucking love to see Tenryu versus Goldberg.
Tenryu Goldberg was apparently something that they were looking to do for the Triple Crown Championship.
Goldberg spearing Tenryu just sneering at him like, oh, yes.
Yeah. That would have been hilarious. We are getting one former WCW guy on the books for WWE, though. You'll be glad to know. We're getting Hugh Morris back in the picture.
Oh. Wait. Really?
Well, he's been doing dark matches and stuff. He's not been in any. He's not. But he's been off. He's away from television because he's being repackaged as Bill DeMott, his real name. He'll start next month when MTV airs Tough Enough. He'll work as a trainer there. The plan is to have this trainer become a character on television going forward.
Bill DeMott as a trainer.
Yeah.
Foreshadowing is a narrative device.
So we got that to look forward to as well. That's all the notes I've got this week. It was, as I say, coming out of SummerSlam, fairly steady away. Nothing major happening on the indie scene, but there's going to be some big changes coming in the next couple of weeks, which we will talk about on the notes heading into SmackDown. Talking of which, let's go to Maffew Gregg for this week's episode of SmackDown.
Oh, thank you very much, Tom.
There he is.
I'm live, live in Uncasville.
You made that up.
How dare you laugh? That's a real thing.
When World of Sport comes out, I hope they don't mind me saying, when World of Sport comes out, there's the bit. Well, I've got an earpiece into the whole thing, but there's a bit where I throw to the back, and I realise halfway through doing it that I'm putting my finger over my ear without the earpiece on. I'm hoping
that makes sense though, because you want to blot out the other.
Well, that's what I'm hoping people read into it. As soon as I was doing it, I was going, should I not have put my hand on the other ear?
No.
Oh, that's fine then. That's fine.
Well, what's the implication there? Hang on, I'll shove this further into my skull.
The idea that I'm touching my ear that doesn't have an earpiece.
Yeah, I'm not scraping my brain just yet, pal. 2 seconds.
Well, when you see it, you'll know.
Yeah.
We had this conversation.
Yeah, you can go. You're a professional broadcaster and bullshit artist. So you can just say, look, that's how the professionals do it. And who's gonna come at you?
Exactly.
Chris Kamara. You'll be all right.
Thank you, Perkston.
But we are really at Uncasville CT at the Mohegan Sun Hotel and Casino. I looked at a few notes about this. We are taped from Uncasville. This is the odd WWE thing where during this time they would say the name of the city and only refer to they never say the name of the city and only refer to the Mohegan Sun Casino whenever they're there, rather than Uncasville.
Rather than saying they're in Uncasville.
The word Uncasville is never said in this broadcast. Some other people chimed in and said there's nothing weird about that. There's zero reason to say anything about from this area. Wow, this guy's typed this up badly, and I've read it out exactly as it's typed. I'll try and translate it to English.
Please do.
There's nothing to do in the area apart from the Mohegan. Maybe just the Foxwoods. So that's why they'd say that rather than the place, which is like, can you imagine a local version of that? Where you say the thing. We're here at the Metro Centre. Where's that? The Metro Centre, England.
Well, they did it I was just checking the show just to double check. I think it was SummerSlam 93. They were in Auburn Hills, Michigan. And they only referred to it as the Heartland of America. We're in the Heartland of America.
Oh, they actually say
They never said they were in Auburn Hills, Michigan. We're in the Heartland of America.
We're in the catchphrase.
Yeah, it's I get it. It's a device to make it sound bigger than it actually is.
Yeah.
You know, better than make it sound like it's all encompassing.
Yeah.
And
we're unhappy to be here.
I mean, which sounds sexier? If I must admit, this is a call I'd have made. Which sounds sexier, Uncasville or the Mohegan Sun Casino and Arena?
It's very unpleasant to hear, isn't it?
Uncasville. I want to say we're in the Mohegan Sun. It sounds huge.
Uncasville, just east of Auntie City. And we jump right into the deep end of the sweaty Chimmel pool, with him warning the kids not to record or throw anything in the ring or at his balls.
So, say if you're here for the first time, I watched the network version. Yeah. No, it's all good. I watched the WWE Network version of SmackDown. Maffew Gregg will have a satellite feed version, which is provided by our good friend, Richard Land.
That's right.
In Land
Brother
We Trust.
Super Mario.
Brother Super Mario. And so Maffew will come to this with a whole bunch of notes that I haven't got and that you've never heard before. There's been stuff from these satellite feeds that I learned about whilst doing this episode. So I always like the satellite feeds.
It's a bunch of people are getting the same thing. And Richard's great. Wonderful dude. Obviously, he's got the Patreon Fish and Chips. Just Google it. And just obviously supplying them because he just gets them and does the process and does all the hard work. But he goes, well, I'm not going to sit and watch all these fucking things. If only there was an idiot podcaster who could have a look through these things and Maffew, my good friend. So we get a dart match. It's Mike Awesome versus Slick Wagner Brown. Very nearly the end of Mike and WWE. And hey, it's Slick before he got really big on the indie scene. He looks normal-sized here next to Chimmel. Mm-hmm. He had a rep that has now gone. I'm not sure if that's referring to Chimmel or Slick Wagner Brown. Anyway, also gets an ECW chant for all time's sake before taking Slick's arm drags. Slick does a flare flip, but in the middle of the ropes instead of the corner, before landing a missile drop kick for two. Because of his dyed blonde hair, crowd starts a Let's Go Cisco chant, sadly meaning the thong song guy and not the best captain in Federation history. Oh, and I put a good joke here. Oh, sorry, I mean entertainment history. Get the F out, collaborator. That's a joke, Tom.
I like that.
Mike doesn't like the Star Trek. German suplexes Slick. Slick lands a few drop kicks before trying some funky reversals into a neck breaker as the crowd aren't buying any of this from the no-name. A leaping leg drop to a running Mike can't get their love, so they cheer as Mike lariats Slick after a backflip. Running Awesome Bomb ends it to cheers for Mike. Well, Slick has allegations against him, so we'll say, fuck Slick Wagner Brown, and we'll move on to Velocity, which sees Cole and Tom's friend Mark Lloyd head on down, and Cole instantly starts praising the production guys for having his headset the right amount of tight, he says here. I'm not sure if is that a broadcasting term, Tom?
The right amount of tight? Well, one thing I can think of is obviously with the mics, with some of the headset mics, like with other mics, you've got the little clicky bits at the top. So you have to adjust them.
Oh, the actual headsets, not audio. Oh, right, okay.
I think that's what he means. I think that's what he means in terms of the comfort level. That's what I would read into it. Whether or not, like, right amount of tight, I guess it must be. So it's not like, it's not uncomfortable throughout the night.
Okay, fair enough then.
I think.
I'm going to ask the question. And your headset's too tight too, Billy. Cole tells Mark he has no idea what to be saying, but it will be generic. The two discussed who will say what about the new champ Brock Lesnar, and then Cole notices the Michael Cole blows sign in the crowd. He goes, there's my one for the week, he says. We start off with Hardcore Holly and Randy Orton taking on Billy Gunn and Chuck Palumbo. So, wow, more feuds on Velocity. There's a delay during entrances as Mike Chioda heads out first as Randy's theme's playing, as Cole laughs his arse off. He goes, that's just great. There's a pause, and then Randy comes out to his own theme. Wow, one ego in him already. Cole is already mocking Chimmel for his pronunciation of Hardcore Holly. Hardcore Holly. Cole tells the truck he needs more mark on his headset because he sounds like he's in a plane. Cole practices his yelling and his oh my's as Holly and Randy batter Chuck.
This must be such a fever dream. It must be like a video game, but with the commentary glitch.
Yeah. It's not,
So
not
good.
made yet. Early access SmackDown. Billy helps his life partner by sneaking in and stun gunning Holly. Cole enjoyed that. Holly tries coming back on Billy, but he gets clotheslined coming out the corner. Billy distracts the ref, which annoys Randy enough for Mike to manhandle Randy in the corner as Cole yells, "Having a girlfriend does that to you." Inside a baseball Jones. Holly takes a wonderful sit-out Canadian backbreaker from Chuck, which Holly doesn't like, judging by the language he used after taking it. So when Billy gets ready for the famouser, Holly drop kicks him directly into the face just because.
Oh, God.
Hot tag Randy, and he slams the gaze before setting up the crossbody of death for 2. Oh, that's right, that doesn't end matches anymore, sorry. Holly disposes of Billy on the outside so Randy can land the overdrive for 3.
Oh, he's still doing the overdrive.
Oh,
man.
no, he doesn't. Rico distracts the ref. So Billy lands a giant one and only on Randy, while dumb, bald Holly runs outside to deal with Rico. The gays remain constantly entertaining on velocity, and Holly's drop kick is still better than Okada's. Fuck you, Japan. Yeah, so the gays won, even though Randy has a new finisher.
So the gays beat Randy.
Yeah.
Wow. I wonder if any other future legends of wrestling will get pinned by obscure people this week on SmackDown.
Oh, you betcha.
Oh.
Damn it. You can't beat these Randy gays.
You can.
Like I looked off camera because you see people on TV doing that as if, oh, look, I'm looking at the camera. There's nothing there. There's giant Cultaholic belt and a light. It blinded me. Mark Lloyd has to leave so we can interview Angle backstage. So they do the talk to camera bit right now to prove that they're there live, honest. Brock's the new champ. Bye.
Do they say bye?
He does. It'd be nice. Chimmel shills the new shirt. Well, quote, Lumpy the t-shirt guy, end quote, fires them into the crowd and not into Chimmel for a change. Passes without incident, sadly for us.
Is there any tension between Chimmel and Lumpy?
No.
They're just fine again.
There's nothing against him and Lumpy.
Because it's so funny because I watched
the other guy wasn't Lumpy.
Oh,
I
right.
should point out, I forget the dude. I don't realize I have to write these dudes' names down.
I watched that clip again, Reese, the other day, and he fires all the t-shirts and he fires it into Tony Chimmel's bollocks. And then they both leave the same side of the ring. And then the guy who fired the gun sits down next to Tony. But then Tony Chimmel stood up in the camera going, "Hey, I'm going to kick that guy's fucking ass." He's right there, Tony. Why don't you do it? That'll be fucking hilarious.
Fucking bullshit and what it is.
Shove a gun up his
go.
fucking Love hearing Tony Chimmel talk like normal.
Accent drop completely. WWE Cruiserweight Champion Jamie Noble takes on Funaki. And during his entrance, there's a dude with a Funaki rules sign.
Yay!
Funaki's wearing his Evil Indeed shirt, as the guy he sold it to last week must have demanded a refund. The chants for Funaki are loud. I put here, no, really. Noble is accompanied by Nydia, as if you could miss her. Funaki gets dumped outside just so he can run inside and kick an entering Noble. Funaki tries to dive onto Noble, but Nydia moves in the way, and Funaki is an evil man of honor, so he pauses, allowing Noble to take over. Noble does a nice bit of hold onto Funaki's hand as he clotheslines him down and drags him back up. Right, he handcuffs him, I guess. Funaki comes back with Enziguri and backdrop suplex. Funaki blocks a sunset flip by sitting down, a.k.a. the Brett Davies special, but Noble kicks out and destroys poor Funaki with a sit-out backdrop driver like Penta's bloody move. Oh, right, yeah, Penta does that. That doesn't end it, but it looked brutal. Funaki proves he's alive with a tornado DDT for 2, but then Noble lands a tight double underhook suplex to retain. This main evented Velocity, probably because they heard the pop for Funaki. Also because Noble was treating this occasion like it was all Japan. Funaki afterwards gets the mic and says, even though he lost, he knows the crowd still love him because he's SmackDown's #1 announcer.
Yay!
He then falls backwards.
It's been nice to bookend a 7 days of Kai and Tai because it was last Sunday. Taka Michinoku wrestled at Crystal Palace.
Crazy.
For New Japan.
Yep.
He looked great.
Yep.
And the crowd loved him.
Of course.
As they should. Taka fucking Michinoku in Crystal
debut in
Palace.
England.
That was his debut.
He won't wrestle in America because of his bad time in WWE. He's like, nah, I'm done with them. But he'll come to England.
Brilliant. Oh, come back,
Hell yeah.
Taka. Booking for North, Bowers. Oh, my God. Could you imagine if Andrew Bowers booked Taka Michinoku for North? Oh, I'm going to message him now.
Do it.
I'm going to message him
He
right
must
now.
be cheap, right?
I'm going to find out.
Legendary legend.
I'm going to find out. Hang on.
Because Funaki's too expensive. Crowd didn't really pop for the finish because I think they were legit concerned about Funaki taking the MK Ultra. That's not the name of the move, Maffew. Anyway, Mark Henry takes on Albert. Albert's sweet underrated theme versus Mark Henry's sweet underrated theme. The beat drops, and I start shaving. Oof. Oof. Henry gives Albert the, ooh, you're big look before shoving it in the corner. You know that one, Tom.
Oh, Nani? Another one.
Ooh, look at you.
Big boy.
Don't get many views, the pound. Albert kicks the bottom rope in anger, causing Henry to also kick the bottom rope as the crowd laugh. Albert gets press slammed by Big Mark as the crowd show their appreciation. Henry suplexes Albert before leaving a skid mark on the back of his head. Albert kicks Mark outside and sends him into the guardrail. Albert's offense on Mark in the ring isn't too convincing until the Vader bomb lands to boos. This is Bigelow country, damn it. Henry escapes a surfboard, attempts to power slam Albert, but Albert blocks it, so Henry does it, and it lands. Yep. When Henry was being big and bad, it was great, but Albert couldn't do much in terms of offensive moves. But hey, the crowd cheered for Mark, and that wasn't always a sure thing in 02. Post-match, Jimmy Caderas tightens the ropes because they went big and hard when Albert bounced off them near the end. So well done, ref. So it could be less bing on these when they run the ropes. My Sacrifice by Creed, the Edge version.
I was hoping it would just be My Sacrifice by Creed, but just to Albert and Mark Henry from just before.
The match we just saw.
Yeah, in slow motion.
Gets us to Chavo Guerrero Jr. versus the Hurricane. Chavo's music still sounds like if Ninja Bread Man had a Mexican level. With an all the other platformers. Chavo has a newfound sense of cockiness and character, thanks to Los Guerreros being on SmackDown. Crowd don't really hate him yet, though, so Chavo makes sure to throw Helm's cape to the outside. Helm's eye pokes him as Chavo does the up and over in the corner. The up and over doesn't land, because Helms hangs on before putting his foot in Chavo's dick. I didn't type that out very well. A horrible Shining Wizard leads Chavo to retreating outside so he can get booked in All Japan after this. Chavo wears on Helms, but just because he shaved his head doesn't mean he's a new character, so the crowd doesn't bite on it.
Hang on, Carl Fletcher did that this week on Dynamite. Are you suggesting? What are you suggesting?
Hey. They're not on the same level as the Seattle crowd from last week, bless them. Helms comes back as the crowd gets restless. Crossbody off the top shuts them up, and a high neck breaker makes them cheer. The chokeslam looks to finish before the vertebreaker is teased, and then Chavo wins with a tight pull. Yeah, crowd was absolutely not into this, and it's no wonder they switched this with Funaki versus Noble as the main event. I guess they thought Chavo's new association would have had them Guerreroing all the way to the concession stand. That's what I typed. Guerreroing. So that was Velocity, or lack thereof. Then as they changed the attire, so to speak, for the ropes, Creed, the normal WWE version, starts playing as one guy in the crowd loudly yells, "I love this song." But just as well, mate, you'll be hearing it 3 more times tonight. Afterwards, the crowd yells something that sounds a bit like Rocky sucks, but that can't be right, can it? Oh, God, we stumbled across the 97 Raw review accidentally. That'd be good if I didn't stumble over it. So weird, I used to say 97, I have to say 1997. You're like, what the fuck is that? Taz and Cole.
We haven't had 2097, yeah?
20, exactly, yeah, right. Why am I saying that?
Unless you don't get anyone mixed up with
1897. That's what you're referring to, Maffew.
I always wanted to
host. Where you got your jokes from?
I always wanted to host an 80s party. But when people get there, they find out it's an 1880s party. And we all go for a ride in a Zeppelin.
Yes, that's what they were doing in 18... Yeah, you're right, yeah, that's... perfect. No notes. No research needed. Here, Tom presenting both the wrong brothers.
Is that why you talk about Jake and Logan Paul?
Hey. Taz and Cole make their tag team entrance and mock Chimmel's pronunciation of SmackDown.
Gets a kick in, doesn't he, that lad?
He certainly does. And we get the dramatic video package highlighting Brock becoming the youngest WWE champion in history after killing The Rock at SummerSlam. But that's all you get, because they do not show any of the match because, well, screw you, buy the replay.
They also don't show what happened on Raw, which I feel like on this occasion, I know it's very much like, we're separate shows and we can't be doing that. I think on this occasion, for storyline purposes, you could have done with cluing us in a bit more about what's going on.
Well, luckily we have the crack SmackDown crew to be commentating and telling us all
Crack
about
is the opposite word.
The crack is what they're on. Then we go, weedy wee, weedy woo, da 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 da. And we get Steph heading out in a red dress. Red? But that's Raw colours. Get a bit of bluey on there, love.
Stephanie McMahon to Raw confirmed.
Yeah. Steph joins us after announcing on Raw that the Undisputed Championship is now exclusive to this show. And that's a massive coup, according to Taz. I'll put here. Crowd boo, as Steph tells us that Brock's exclusive champion here.
I think they're more booing Brock Lesnar
it's just,
than the admin that is Raw and SmackDown rosters.
Of course, he's a heel champ, so it's like, he's exclusive to just here. Boo, he's a heel.
We hate him.
So Triple H doesn't work Thursdays. I mean, he's Raw, so who cares if he's number one contender? SmackDown is going to have their own tournament to crown their own number one contender tonight with hookers and blackjack and lugs.
Now, I want to point out, okay, so I've written my notes as I went through. Now, as stuff comes to light going as the night wears on, things become clearer. But I want to touch on how they set up the show tonight, because it is the most fucking ham-fisted piece of business.
It's surprisingly for a show that's been on fire the last few months.
Because there was a word there that you said that they never said. And I think, in my head I went, is this like a Vince thing? Where Vince has gone, I don't like the word tournament. Say it without saying tournament. Stephanie McMahon describes tonight as an elimination-style series of matches. Michael Cole then describes it as a Survivor sort of elimination series of matches. So they are so unclear with what this is. So I've gone, is it like a one-night tournament? We can't say tournament.
Which is what I've put down as well, which is incorrect.
Yeah, but you're right, because it's like, to me, you're describing a tournament. So it's a tournament to determine
I assumed they were just being funny with the... Yeah, right, as you said. We're not at Uncasville, silly.
We're not in Uncasville. We're at the Mohegan Sun.
Right.
This isn't a tournament. This is a series of Survivor-style matches.
This isn't bread. This is Marks and Spencer's bread.
But my notes are verbatim as the show goes on. So we will obviously by the end of it,
my
we know
notes
the
are
crap.
also the same. So yeah.
So the wording of it initially made me go, why can't we say tournament? Is this a Vince thing where he's decided, like the word belt, he doesn't like the word tournament? That was and I'm basing that on
Christian's
previous.
Face. Yeah.
Or didn't like Christian's face. Doesn't like the word belt. So is this like a Vince thing where he's gone, just say anything else?
Yeah.
Don't call it that.
I'm exactly in the same boat
All
as
right,
you, mate.
cool.
So thank you. Steph really knows what the people want. Which is heel champs and no Triple H. So we get the first in the contender elimination series, don't call it a tournament match, Edge versus Eddie Guerrero. Wow, should be a suck-ass match here, but let's talk about the show picks up later. It's a SummerSlam rematch, with Edge won on the pay-per-view. Eddie attacks and Edge fights him off and bulldogs him for two. Eddie hides behind the ref and gets a cheap shot to take over. Eddie puts the boots to him and blocks a charge with big back elbow and a suplex, even not a superplex, gets two. So Eddie takes him down with an armbar and cranks on that. Taz again getting the chance to explain why... But why? No, why it's a Fujiwara. Why is it a Fujiwara? No, that it is a Fujiwara armbar. I should have typed that out better. And explaining to the crowd and people at home why it hurts. It's nice when Taz gets a chance to do that. Edge suplexes Eddie at the floor and follows with a double axe handle. Taz tells Cole he disagrees with that move due to the potential for injury. Serious Taz rules. He's taking this very seriously.
You're getting 50% less Taz these days, so I think you're appreciating him more.
I know. I miss him.
We miss your Taz.
I just want him back.
I feel like pure shit. I just want Taz back.
Eddie rings him in with a superplex for 2. Edge fights back with a powerbomb, and both guys need to mash the pad to get back up. Edge is up first and lands the Edge-O-Manic for 2. Eddie rubs Edge's face in the ropes, so he heads outside to retrieve some chairs, tricking Edge into grabbing one while he sets up the other one in the corner. So the referee grabs the one chair, and Edge tries to spear Eddie, but he runs headfirst to the backup chair, and Eddie finishes the frog splash in 7 minutes 51. I can't believe Eddie would cheat. He let Edge lie there so he could steal the win. There seems to be a future in that thing that Eddie's doing there.
Oh, yeah. I really loved that. The double chair bit was great.
Yeah. And also, Eddie made sure to talk to Edge on the mat, so the ref thought he was still conscious. Like, I'm going to get you. Is that right? Yes, it is.
That's fucking brilliant. Oh. So good.
Okay, there. So,
I'd say that was better than their match at SummerSlam as well.
I think they've got a really good series that their matches get better and better every week, culminating in a orgasmic match that will... oh, God, I'll just tease you there, I guess. I'll edge you there.
Oh.
Meanwhile, Matt Hardy finds Stephanie backstage before listening to gigantic crowd reaction for himself because they love him in Mahagan's Son. And he's saying that jokingly, but there was actually a big pop for him.
There was a pop for him.
Matt Hardy's ready to compete in the tournament series elimination Big Brother match. But Steph announces that Rikishi is next for Eddie. So I guess it's a gauntlet. Who did Rikishi beat to get this? And I thought, wait, Matt's the face and Steph's the heel, right? That's the situation? It's not, is it?
No, Matt's the heel.
And Steph's the face.
And Steph's the face.
But Matt's getting a giant crowd reaction.
But this is all perpendicular. Matt's meant to be the heel here by going, listen to how much they love me. But the problem is, when you do that and people love you, then it's where he goes, I'm going to go out there and get another reaction. The other week, and he went out and they popped again. I was like, this ain't working the way that you think it's working.
Yeah, Matt to go, they love me here.
They're going to hate him. They're not. They like him. And Steph is meant to be the babyface super boss. She's the Ava of 2002 SmackDown. She's just a great boss.
Yeah, Ava Marie.
My notes, Ave Maria. I'm in my notes. I put Rikishi get to buy into the next round. What is this fuckery?
Yeah, thank you. I'm glad we both thought the same thing.
Yeah.
But you are right in the sense they don't say
if you
tournament.
wrote Gauntlet at this point, then
right?
you're more on the bullseye.
Winner stays on Gauntlet. I'm like, okay.
Because I didn't click it was winner stays on Gauntlet for another 25 minutes, and I went. But here's the thing: you shouldn't be making us guess. You should be telling us what's happening, because that's what telly is. As a consumer, I'd like to know what it is I'm seeing.
I'll never last, Tom.
Fucking hell. What's this chocolate bar? Bites into it. Oh, it's dog turd. Could you not have told me beforehand? No.
That's twice you brought up eating shit, Tom.
I know, right? What's going on today?
You're supposed to hide your fetishes.
Maybe I am.
I do the podcast. No one knows I go on furry websites. Hey, look, John Cena versus Reverend Devon. Every week.
Let's move on.
Every week, Cena gets greener.
It means you like him more because it means he's a furry.
Hey. No pop for him, and the commentators talk about the next show in LA rather than about him. Oh, and also, talking about Big Batista breaking from Devon for good this time. Devon tries to sucker punch Cena, but Cena attacks and gets a bulldog, but Devon rolls the ropes and catches him with a neck breaker out the corner. Love that move. Devon with a scoop slam for 2. This leads to Taz to explain the success of Brock Lesnar. He comes out, he hits you with moves, and he covers you. I know what Taz was meaning. Like, Devon repeatedly goes for pin attempts, but it is still funny to put it like that. Think about Brock Lesnar as he pins you. Cena busts out a twisting fisherman's buster as the crowd chant for Devon. Who I'm pretty sure is supposed to be heel.
This is bad, isn't it?
Cena makes the comeback with a shoulder block for 2 and an ugly ass inverted atomic drop. That Devon recovers with a back elbow of his own. She's like, no, I'm not doing that. Devon goes up and misses a diving headbutt, and Cena shoots the half but screws it up, and that only gets 2. This pin attempt is so bad. The referee nearly counted 3 on it, and then Taz had to point out Cena screwed the move up on commentary. There's no getting around it. Devon with the atomic drop and reverse suplex to finish at 355. It is crazy seeing Devon win clean without Batista, but Cena sucked here.
Cena had a rough night, and he lost clean to Devon Dudley.
Right. I think I've said this a few times. Cena's said oh no, there was a time when WWE were about to give up on me, too. I'm like, yeah, right. You go back and watch these every week, you're like, oh, this is it, right? And some other people commenting on this one episode. Jim Ross and Bruce Pritchard have confirmed that The Office had lost faith in Cena by this point. It's just madness, you think, to think what history would have been.
What did he do in the weeks between, like, that promo with Jericho and now that made him fall so quick? Because I'm watching week to week, and he's not great. He's not been the best, but I can't think of anything outside of this pretty shitty match with Devon that he's done that's so bad.
I think they've had him with super workers up to this point.
Yeah,
Angle, Jericho, tag matches, getting his head kicked in by Benoit and Angle and Eddie. Now he's with Devon, who's good, but he's obviously not the same level as there. And you're like, oh, right. He only looked acceptable because he's being carried by some of the best ever do it.
But it's the fact that it was the week before SummerSlam where we had that bit where it was Edge, Ray, and Cena in the ring, and Cole was going, the future of SmackDown! Like, it was barely, it was in this calendar month.
And they're trying to push him out, but there's nothing to him. There's no character.
There's no meat on the bone.
He's so generic. His theme might be different every week, and I wouldn't know because it's so bad.
Very, very generic.
Not like, big Dave Bautista.
Oh, here he is.
Hitting the ring and destroying Devon with his new powerbomb before debuting that new music. The first version of Walk a Mile in this pit of danger.
Oh, it's I Walk Alone, but the embryonic version.
Yeah.
It's so good. Like, when we're almost at full stage Batista already. Took no time at all. Yeah. Like, there's a guy that knows, like, in complete opposite to Cena. Like, he's come out, like, he knows how to stand, he knows what to do, and immediately looks the part, it looks the business. Now, whether or not he gets shown up when he's in there with some outside of some super workers is yet to be seen. But he's been handled in a slightly different way to Cena in the sense that, as you say, Cena has worked across from like the likes of Jericho and Angle. I feel like Batista's been on the road with Devon, who is very much a journeyman and a veteran, and I think maybe that's going to be something that's helped him a lot more.
Yep.
To spend all that time with one particular legend.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably what's helped Batista get to this point. And plus, he's fucking massive, and that is immediately like a roll 6 to get around the WWE game of life, isn't it? If you're fucking jacked, there you go, pal, easy, straight through.
But that's why they nearly didn't re-sign Cena, because they saw Batista and they ran out of ink.
Yes.
We get another Rey Mysterio music video with clips of Rey being awesome. What you gonna do when they come for you? I don't know. That's what the police do, right? You used to be a policeman. Rico!
Yeah, he's done it.
That's how he's wrestling.
Lovely, mate.
That's right. Wait, he's a policeman called Rico. I mean, like...
What's wrong with that?
If he made his debut in TNA, you think, oh my God, look, it's arrest warrant. I've only just got that. It's always called Rico.
I think his name's been Rico for a long time. I think his name is Rico.
It's actually, his shoot name's Rico.
I think his shoot name is Rico.
Oh, okay, right.
Because he was called Rico when he turned up in AEW the other day.
Oh, yeah, right.
With
I thought you couldn't trademark the name Rico.
It's just I think that's just his name.
Yeah.
He was lovely.
Isn't it?
How good was that to see him at Wrestle Dream? I was so happy with that.
Dude, I've been telling people, like, me and Tom were watching him every week on O2, so it's just like, wait, hang on. Like, reality's falling in on itself again.
Brilliant.
Because none of this is real. Rey Mysterio takes on Rico. Cole repeats his line he did last week about Rey being the leading cause of motion sickness. But hey, if you're going to steal from the best. Rey dumps Rico over the top as Billy and Chuck run away and won't catch him, so Rey dives and hits them with his own dive. This prompts the referee to send Billy and Chuck away for some reason, even though they did nothing wrong. Those cops hate the gays. Rico stonewalls Rey as he's distracted by this miscarriage of justice. Back in the ring, Rey with his Frankensteiner, called a Lexus by Cole, on Rico, but Rico uses his fast kicks to get a Dragon Sleeper and turns that into a sit-out power slam. Rico on a live feed yells, "He ain't shit!" after nailing her. Thanks, mate. Rico with some triple suplexes into a delayed Falcon Arrow. So delayed, you could have called it Duke Nukem Forever. Sorry, I'm watching a lot of Civi 11. Crowd yells, "Rico sucks!" And Taz defends him by saying he only sucks sometimes. Rey tries a springboard on Rico, but he catches Rey and gets a snap power slam. If you didn't see Rico's Velocity Run, this would have been amazing at the time. Rico with a moonsault that misses, and Ray coming back with a bulldog. Ray takes him into the post with a head scissors and hits a double jump moonsault 4-2. Rico cuts him off with a backbreaker and tries his sweet spin kick, but Ray ducks that probably very easily because he's only small, and hits a 619 and absolutely lands the West Coast snap with a pop to finish at 5 minutes 30. I was trying to do a pun there. It kind of worked. Rico must have watched Cena suck worse than Madame Web out there because he was kicking and bleaching all the arse out there. Hell yeah. Well done, Rico. And Ray was also there, I guess. Great carry job from the stylist.
So
this match ruled.
These two are great. Oh my God, just perfect symmetry, perfect chemistry. It's almost like Rico's really fucking good as a wrestler. And just because he's 40, they go, well, you best be a manager.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Imagine if it was in a different time, they just got to let Rico go.
Crazy. Retired by 05.
The world will never know what could have been, what we should have had.
Yeah, go watch Rico in his heyday.
Go watch Rico in his heyday. The fact, I mean, I bring this up week to week, and I'm aware of that, is that in the OVW class that featured Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton, Batista, Shelton Benjamin, and Rico.
Ron Waterman.
The Damager. Doug Basham. Horseshoe. In that class... I don't think Horseshoe was in that class.
Sorry.
In that class, all the wrestling reporters went, Rico's going to be the guy.
Yeah.
Rico's going to be the man. In that class. And I genuinely think in another lifetime he might have been. Genuinely think he might have been. It's like an LA Knight type vibe in the sense that he's come in, he's so good, but he's a bit older than that company would like him to be. So I've just gone, we'd best make you a manager because you're too old.
We love you, gay test.
We love you, gay test. You are our gay test.
Yep. Meanwhile, Hardcore Holly bitches at Steph about not being in the tournament series qualifier.
Don't say tournament.
Brass eye, whatever.
Brass eye.
Because no one is tougher than Hardcore Holly. Steph politely tells Holly that they're recording TV right now. Thank you, Tom. Dawn Marie cuts him off because Steph has an important phone call. No phone call is more important than me, says Hardcore Holly, unless it's about that hotel with the 4-block toilets I stayed at for the recording of Operation Sandman.
When Bob Holly said, what phone call is more important than me, I wrote down a few suggestions.
Go ahead, Tom.
A telemarketing call asking me to switch my energy provider. A cold call asking if I've been in an accident lately. And a call from my Auntie Belinda about Uncle Dave's flare-up of gout. They are 3 calls that are more important than Hardcore Holly. And, of course, the aforementioned hotel that had many bathrooms. It was crazy.
How do you like me gout? Meanwhile, in a segment that I didn't get on my live feed, but I checked some other notes elsewhere. Meanwhile, WWE goes to New York to smack down your vote. How was this, Tom?
Now, this was hilarious. So, did you not see it? Because I've got this one here. So.
No. Votes were smacked down.
Right. So, they were in Wall Street this week as part of the Pledge to Participate tour. It's the tour. It's the annual drive to get young people to register to vote. The SmackDown Your Vote element is basically WWE getting their younger people to register to vote. It featured Kurt Angle, Edge, and The Rock on Wall Street doing really meek versions of their catchphrases whilst wearing suits. So you had Edge talking very out of his depth, and he's there going, we're here to smack down your vote and make sure, but we're here to also have some fun, and with that, I want to hear any of my Edge heads.
Oh.
And there's a big cheer, and then The Rock turned up, and it was like he was in a library where it, finally, The Rock has come back to Wall Street. It was like quiet. It was like they had like a noise level.
Yeah.
Like they were trying to be serious. Kurt Angle said, proud to be an American, which made me think of that song that they play at Trump rallies. Proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free.
That could be any song.
It could be any song, couldn't it? Ride my truck. Yeah, so that's basically all it was. It was just like a 30-second clip of lots of people in Wall Street as The Rock read the Pledge of Allegiance And Edge asked for edge heads, and Kurt Angle said he was proud to be an American.
By the way, last year, they were honestly doing their best to get Bush and Gore.
Yes, we talked about it, didn't we?
Wait, hang on. Yeah, 2000, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, sorry. No.
They were trying to get them to come on. They wanted to get them to come on to SmackDown.
Yeah, they were like, come on, guys, look how good our ratings are.
Come on to SmackDown,
We're smashing
please.
Buffy in the ratings. Come on, SmackDown. Meanwhile, Matt Hardy shows up and dares to cut off Stephanie's super important phone call. Steph continues to talk like a child, has written the script for what they think adult business is. Yes, it's the business phone for business talk. Hello. Oh no, you hung up on the mat. Now we've run out of business.
So Steph was talking to this mystery person from Raw about sending Dawn up to the hotel to get his contract. And again, it's that thing of they talk like they're fucking idiots. Because Steph's speaking to this person going, like, oh, we can get the contract signed tonight. You're staying at the hotel. Get this, right? Get this. This is going to blow your fucking mind. The hotel is attached to the arena. What? Dawn's on her way now. By the way, how do you like that suite that we got? Fucking hell, turgid. I love the idea that mystery person on the other end was like, yeah, I'll sign, but the thing is, I'm staying at the Mohegan Sun Hotel, so, I mean, I don't know when I...
Yeah, you must be across...
What? You're kidding!
You must be across town, right? I have to go get a taxi, I have to book a club. Oh, I didn't know that.
I mean, I saw a sign that said to the arena, but I didn't think it was the arena you were. What a coinkydink! I'm on my way. Oh, you'll come to me? That's great. It means I haven't got to leave this brilliant suite that I have found myself in. How is it? Oh, it's brilliant, thank you. I'm having a... Hello?
Yeah.
Hello? She's hung up on me.
Oh, no.
Fuck this business.
Oh, I have to go back to filling a bath full of cum now.
Sarah neck tattoo. Once that bath is full of cum, we're leaving. So Steph's having this phone call with mystery person. Oh, Sarah neck tattoo might have been a giveaway. And Matt Hardy's in there trying to get her attention. And as Matt's saying, like, I want to fight Brock, Steph goes, oh, don't worry about that. It's nothing. For Matt. And then Matt presses the receiver down on those old phones from the past.
Yeah, that's why I'm doing the oldie clunky phone.
Back in the oldie clunky days, because there'll be people who were born in like 2000 who'll go, why did that stop the phone call? Well, back in the day, that was the receiver.
Yeah, on the big phone they got where line 2 goes to Adam West's Batman.
Yeah, that's the one. So he hung up the call, and Steph was livid because the phone had gone dead. Therefore, the person on the other end would not want to do business.
That's right.
Because that's as opposed to just being an adult and going, sorry, the line went dead. Yeah, that's fine.
That's the thing about those old phones, you can't ring back afterwards.
Yeah, that's
it's
it.
impossible.
One phone call, and then it's done.
It's weird how we had them for so long at that awkward feature. No phone call back ever.
Oh,
so Matt
strange.
gets a non-title match against Brock Lesnar for daring to break up the business call, which gets a big-ass pop from the crowd, who I guess were wondering if he was showing up tonight or not. Meanwhile, Rikishi talks to Tom's friend.
So we're getting Matt Hardy and Brock in a non-title match, aren't we?
Exactly,
later
yes.
on, which is what Matt wanted. So Steph's giving him exactly what he wanted for being such a twat.
Yes.
And then we go to Rikishi.
The wrong message there, I think. Meanwhile, Rikishi talks to Tom's friend Mark Lloyd and manages to not mention how bad WWE are treating his kids, so I'm worried about Kishi here. He says that he's going to give Brock a piece of the kish, which has Eddie Guerrero laughing hysterically at how lame it is. What you talk about, man? Is your diaper on too tight? Rather than go the obvious, goes, that doesn't even fucking rhyme, mate. Then Eddie turns serious because he does not like being overlooked. So Kishi asks him what Spanish is for stink face.
Back your ass up. Back that ass up.
Oh, sorry.
What's Spanish for back that ass?
Oh, I don't know, ask Vampiro's chair. Or whatever. That doesn't work then, does it?
What's Spanish for hit my fucking music?
Eddie then pretends to vomit on Mark Lloyd and also makes sure he falls and lands on the background. Well, sorry, Eddie pushes over Mark Lloyd to make sure he falls on his fucking ass. Welcome to wrestling, guy who's been here for months now. It's a bit mean.
That bit's cut out of SmackDown on the network.
Oh, they're showing fucking with Mark Lloyd?
Yeah, the vomit bit's cut out. Yeah. It's not there. It's all gone.
It's for the lads.
There's just a bit for the lads.
Fuck you, Mark. I've been here for fucking half a year. Doesn't matter. Rookie. Live feed exclusive. Eddie makes his entrance with no video, just audio. Wow. Taz reminds us that the winner of this tournament Channel 4 presents series, whatever.
He says tournament and then immediately corrects himself. This series.
But he's not sure if that's a prize or not. Good point, Taz. So, number 1 contender, can't cook, won't cook, round 2, Eddie Guerrero versus Kishi. And I put yes, and you call it a tournament despite Kishi not having a match.
Yeah. The
horrible notes, Maffew, yes.
The reason that Eddie's entrance on your satellite feed is in darkness, it's just audio, is because on the actual version they use on the TV, when we come back from break, Eddie's already in the ring.
Kishi quickly goes to stink face, but Eddie hits him in the knee, and they fight the floor, where Eddie runs him into the stairs. Meanwhile, Taz and Cole wonder who was phone. Also, Cole does a weird...
Who was phone?
Who was phone?
Who was phone?
Weird thing where he clarifies Eddie is going for Kishi's knee, his leg. Yeah?
What do you think his name is? Nishi?
Yeah, okay. Oh, wait. Kishi's got a big high knee, so maybe that's why he felt the need to clarify. Oh, that's awful, Maffew.
Oh, man.
God. I was very excited reading this.
As I say, some weeks, these shows are on the money. And sometimes...
The money, the money attached to the leg.
Yeah, the high knee, if you will.
Back in, Eddie works on the low knee some more.
To be fair, Booty Man's finisher was the high knee for that reason.
Thank you for reminding us.
It's all right, mate.
How dare you. The Kishi Nitro reviews next door, mate.
Hey.
Kishi slugs back and then misses a butt drop. Crowd are dead for this. So was Eddie if he'd paused half a second on that butt drop. Good Lord, was he closer moving out the way there. Eddie bends on the leg knee to continue working on it, but Rikishi chops out of that, and Eddie goes back to the knee again. This isn't great, and there's no heat, so I'll point out that Kishi with his current haircut looks like Tommy Rich.
like Tommy Rich in a carnival mirror.
No, Tommy Rich in a normal size mirror.
Oh, no!
Tommy Rich with his shirt off. Eddie misses a blind charge from NWA World Heavyweight Champion Tommy Rich, and Kishi comes back to the spine buster and corner splash before finishing with a super kick. Wait, what? The hell was that? Kishi gets his leg knee worked over the whole time, and then he kicks Eddie to win.
Yep.
Ugh.
Hard as nails him.
Oh, doesn't matter because this brings out Benoit, and he hits Kishi with an impressive backdrop suplex to lay him out, before Eddie adding a frog splash for good measure, before Benoit cross-faces him as well. Edge makes the save to continue his feud with Benoit and Eddie. Benoit showing up because he beat Kishi for the IC title, I remember. Oh, and then, I'm not sure if you got this, Tom, but I definitely don't remember seeing this, so this is going to be my bit at the end of the episode. We get clips of wrestlers working out and stuff, while a voiceover says, "We're not considered a pastime. Contract disputes don't determine the outcome. Negotiations are handled a bit differently in this arena. When there's problems, they're dealt with head on. WWE, our season never ends." I put, what? Why is this happening? Why? For the same reason we got MVP in '94 and those crappy adverts. The MLB strike. Except, according to the New York Times, they did not have a strike. Agreement reached in baseball contract negotiations happened this week. With only hours to go before the first scheduled game on the day baseball players set a strike deadline, management and union negotiators reached agreement on a 4-year contract. Blah, 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 everything okay, back to work. WWE, our season never ends, and you're dead by 40.
Yeah.
Oh, and then just before you add anything more, and then lol, they show clips immediately after. The contract disputes don't get in the way of our stuff. They show clips of Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. In which a contract dispute absolutely determined the outcome of the season. Absolutely did.
So you were nodding there. This did air there.
Yes, it did. We got this as well.
I wonder if they would have cut them out, because obviously you got them on SummerSlam. Got one of them there because I was watching it. But I thought maybe because the thing then didn't happen, they would cut them out.
No, it's there in its entirety. I mean, to be fair, a lot of the stuff, and I'll miss the network when it's gone, and I hope that we get as robust a feature on Netflix, because if we don't, then this podcast is fucked if Richard Land takes a holiday. The main thing is, the only time they really take stuff out is if like the audio or video is particularly damaged.
Oh, they're fucking with Mark Lloyd.
Yeah, they're fucking with Mark Lloyd. But they, there's a couple of bits where they don't. Obviously, the vomit thing didn't make it, but I don't think that made it into the final product either. So maybe that's why it's not on the network.
Right.
It didn't air back
then. Oh,
then.
of course, yes. I realize I'm saying that. Yeah.
Potentially. But there's, but otherwise, I think most things stay pretty much intact. Yeah. Pretty much.
And we move on, like the strikes. Steph screeches at Benoit because he lost the IC title to Raw.
You're more upset about losing the Intercontinental title to Raw than I am. No, because no one else gives a flying fuck about who's Raw and who's SmackDown other than you, Steph.
Yeah. So Steph punishes Benoit for losing to an entire brand at SummerSlam by booking him against Rikishi. Benoit is fine with that. And how do we... Okay, so I guess we just do the series that's been booked on a whim with no... We don't know who's in the series, so this just keeps on happening until it's done then, I guess. And then Benoit yells, he's done, and walks off. Why give the dude who's just double-teamed the fat off someone's arse a shot against him? Kishi's paggered. What a weird episode this is.
What fuckery is this? As I have once again put, and it's at this point that the penny drops with me after watching this. I go, right, it's a fucking gauntlet.
Yeah.
It's a fucking gauntlet.
It's a series.
It's a series. That's why they're not saying tournament. It's because it's a gauntlet. And why not say gauntlet? Because it's the fact that they're so weird about what they name it and they explain it so badly. All you needed.
Yeah.
All you needed was love. But you need Steph at the start of the show to go, winner stays on till the end of the night. And then whoever's standing at the end is the winner. That's all you needed. You didn't say that, though. You just started booking random matches and go, it's in the elimination tournament. It's in the elimination series. It's just a fucking mess. Like, it feels like this show was, like, thrown together last minute.
Very thrown together.
And it didn't. Thing is, if you'd taken more than 20 minutes to think about it, you could have done this in a far better way.
Yeah.
You certainly fucking could have done, but you didn't.
But fret not, Tom. The normalcy is heading our way now. Tajiri, accompanied by Noble and Nydia versus Shannon Moore. Nydia goes after Cole like a dog wanting the food on your plate.
Michael Cole wants to know how many guys Nydia has kissed. And I thought, all right, gay.
I've kissed loads, mate.
How many have you kissed? 12. I've kissed 13.
Yeah.
It just just goes over every time. I've kissed 92. I've kissed 93. But yeah, I'm glad that was top of Michael Cole's list.
Even better than that. Oh my God, Shannon Moore's theme is insanely funny. It's called "Be My Baby." I was about to ask you, Tom, but you've already picked up. Thank you very much. It's a dance theme, but also sounds like it should have vocals, but doesn't. He's never escaping the shadow of 3 count.
Okay.
Cole is so excited by this theme, he talks about the upcoming SmackDown dates.
Now,
Tom is loading it up.
This is my favourite part of SmackDown this week. This is my I forgot for this week, spoiler.
Yeah. Oh, okay, great.
This is my favourite theme music of 2002. So
you're not ready, people at home. You're not ready.
I wasn't ready. I genuinely, because I was watching this at my desk and I was burying my head in my hands as she was announcing the Rikishi thing, and I was going, and as I'm writing that up, this music plays in my headphones. I'm like, the fuck is this?
Yeah.
So here's the theme song, okay? And I'm going to tell you what it sounds like and what it's meant to be, okay? Right. So this is Tom's two-pronged analysis of this song. So that's the song.
All right, I'm going to look away.
So that is Shannon Moore's theme from 2002. And this is the song Baby Baby by Amy Grant.
Oh.
Do we see it? If you're not convinced...
Ours goes.
In fact, let's slow it down.
Theirs goes.
Now, it gets better. Let me speed this back up again. Because this also has a little flavour of a Sonic the Hedgehog theme. So if you listen... that bit there! Listen to it break down. Here it comes. It's a Sonic theme as well. It's Amy Grant's Baby Baby. If it were
Amy Rose's Baby Baby.
Amy Rose's Baby Baby.
Yeah.
It's my favourite theme song.
It's not the same. It's not the same. It's not the same.
Totally the same.
Completely different.
It's my favourite theme song now. I absolutely fucking love it.
And actually, that's not upload Tom found on YouTube. That's actually the entrance with crowd noise there. Because crowd are so stunned at the theme, they don't really pop much.
No, and you could have got away with it just recording that from SmackDown if Michael Cole didn't fucking Michael Cole just fucking shut up.
We're coming to Seattle next week.
Shut up, Michael Cole. I want to hear baby.
Shadow Moore works the arm and flips with an arm drag for 2, but Tajiri drops him on the top rope and then hangs him in the corner and puts the boot to him. Cole says Lesnar will be appearing on TV for the first time since winning the title. Well, it was only last Sunday, mate. It's the first SmackDown since then, so I'm not sure where Brock was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Not Raw. That's for damn sure.
Except he was on Raw.
Oh, shit. Oh, was he?
He was on Raw.
Oh, but did he have the title with him?
Yeah. And he left with...
Dum
and he-
dum 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 dum.
And he left with Steph because they went, oh, by the way, he's exclusive to SmackDown now. Bye. Bye.
Yeah, bye.
He was on Raw. Sorry, it wasn't at your house.
Tajiri continues working over with big ass kicks, but Moore makes a comeback with a neck breaker for 2. Taz says Nydia has some fine teeth, all 5 of them. Cole goes back to wanting to know about Tajiri's relationship with Noble and Nydia, so Taz shushes him and says Cole knows all about the 3-way dance.
Well, the one at the water settled the score.
Crowd are dead for this match, even with Tajiri yelling, which he usually does to get the crowd more into it. Moore gets a bad leaping Frankensteiner, and crowd don't react to that at all. Cole says immediately afterwards, you'll only find this action on SmackDown. Good. Noble grabs Moore's leg, so Helms and Noble brawl on the floor, and Moore rolls up Tajiri for the pin.
That bit was brilliant because you had the hard cam shot, and it was like Hurricane Helms just appeared out of nowhere, just burst into existence on the right. It was so good.
Hurricanes tend to do that.
Yeah, they do.
I appreciate them pushing newer guys, but Moore was not ready here to have a dull-ass match with one of the most exciting wrestlers on the roster.
Hang on, did Shannon Moore win?
Yes, he did. Actually, I'm bullshitting.
Yeah! Play his music again!
The referee checks the camera and goes,
Too late, we're playing his music again.
he goes, it looks like you got a 3 count. And then this comes on.
Hey! Brilliant music. Fantastic thing. Fantastic.
Sadly, I've watched a few of these up ahead, so just, when I can't be asked, I'm months ahead. This theme does not last.
Nope, it does not. To the point where I didn't even know it was a thing. I completely forgot that it was a
obscure
thing.
themes because I like.
So
do we
good.
stop rocking with Mark Henry, which is just. I'm like, what the hell is this?
Well, that was not too obscure.
It's just because I don't remember Mark Henry 02, I guess. You know what I do remember though? That tobacco is wacko. Also, maximum hair color for guys and lugs present the #1 contender tournament.
No, don't say tournament.
Channel 4 Mastermind.
There you go.
Rikishi versus Benoit. Lugs. The only shoe that knows this isn't a tournament, it's a series. If you put a lug on both eyes, this show makes sense.
Imagine
like Roddy Piper's They Live, but with shoes.
you've just described the shoe people.
There's a shoe people.
The shoe people. The cartoon. The shoe people. Shoe people. You know the shoe people.
I'll shoo you away in a minute. Well, you know what the shoe people. No.
You've not seen the shoe people.
No.
How have you not seen the shoe? We're roughly the same age. I thought the shoe people might have come across
The shoe people.
The shoe people. Oh no! This is one of those things.
It's one of those fake cartoons other cartoon characters are watching on their real cartoon show.
It's a real thing. What?
I'm watching it. We're zooming in a cam. Oh God, he's just creep. Oh.
They're shoe people.
All right, so the shoe people in this one guy's shoe shop, but they also have a shoe
place. They all have jobs and shit.
What?
And they all go out for the day.
They at the why would shit? What?
Shoes go to the seaside.
All right. They go to the seaside. All right, that's a horrible place to have shoes, by the way.
They have a lovely day at the seaside.
So they're done. They need washing afterwards, or they're good for nothing. There's a cowboy shoe. There's a police shoe.
There's a police shoe.
There's a fast shoe. All right, okay.
Constable shoe.
Quick the audio before you start talking.
Lieutenant shoe, baby shoe.
Lieutenant shoe with the shoe army. All right, so the shoe war's taking place, the shoe universe. And what? I say,
We prefer to call it the Shooniverse.
I'm not going with that. It's a fucking clown shoe.
The clown shoe.
He's taller than colourful. All right. So then what do they do? Are they shoe fish?
They just go for a swim and have a nice day.
This is bollocks. You're out your mind.
It's not. It's real. I showed you it.
This is what happens when you spray the stuff that you clean your shoes with. And you do not do it in a ventilated area. Tom, where have you been? You're supposed to be at work. Shoe people.
I've had a great idea.
Shoes. They go to the seaside. They have shoe ice creams. And Shoe Bird steals their shoe chips. Shoe people. Rikishi's still injured from the last match.
I'm still injured from the shoe people.
Benoit still beats him down the corner immediately. Crowd are reluctant to boo Benoit or cheer Kishi. Kishi puts Benoit down with the Samoan drop, but he hurts his own shoulder in the process. Dafty. But Benoit cross-faces him in the middle of the ring, and of course Kishi makes the ropes to escape after barely acknowledging it. Maybe he sells by not moving. Kishi's crap in this period when it comes to submissions. Crowd chant boring, so Benoit hauls him back to the middle and cross-faces him again in this match. This time he taps out at 2 minutes 22. Crowd cheered when the match is over. What the fuck happened this glorious period of SmackDown? They heel Benoit to get cheered then this crap match.
Something's happened in the last 7 days that this show is just fucking tanked.
Yeah.
I feel like Vince has visited.
Yeah. It's been great when he's not been at work and he's come back and it's all gone off the rails. The final match in the tournament series shoe people thing next. Maybe, I don't know, announcing this at the start wouldn't have these fans bored and confused, but what do I know? It could be worse. The crowd could be watching UPN's fall lineup. It's called that because they're all going to fall in the ratings and be cancelled. Enterprise, Buffy, Girlfriends, a new logo. Anyway, Cole and Taz try and do the read for this in between the adverts, but Cole has to redo it because he farted.
No!
I'm not lying.
Does that not sum up this SmackDown?
What is this? If you haven't been watching week to week, this area is great. It's been so amazing. They built the SummerSlam. I have no idea what was in the tea this week.
Was it audible?
I think you went, I'm sorry, I farted. Let me do that again. I have not uploaded that yet.
Why would farting stop you from talking?
Well, when you laugh really hard because you go, UPN's new lineup, Enterprise, oof, the only Star Trek series to be cancelled. Buffy, also in its last season. A show called Girlfriends. I mean, I'd fart too, out of politeness.
Sorry, I farted. Start again.
Make sure you watch Girlfriends on TV. You're like, hang on, you pervert. Backstage,
I love the fact that he farted.
Kurt Angle is happy after his match with SummerSlam. Well, we've rated SummerSlam. Sorry, I can't speak.
Sorry, he farted. Just start again.
It says it'll be the last time Ray meddles in his affairs while holding his gold. Lol. Mark doubts that because Ray nearly beat him several times. Kurt yells, "Shut up!" His Taz nearly explodes laughing. Kurt announces he's facing Benoit for the #1 contender spot and the final match of the tournament series because he remembers that Benoit held his medals hostage near his balls last year. Oh yeah, that did happen. Okay, Kurt's just announcing the end. What? Why would you have any connection or investment in this series they're doing when you don't know what's going to happen next?
Not a clue. It's WCW booking at the highest order.
It really is. Funaki then tries to interview Brock, but Heyman politely declines. You wanted to interrupt his training? You want to disturb Brock? Okay, let me go get him. And then Funaki changes his mind quickly. So Matt Hardy declares that from now on, it's the Manitude era.
That was nice. Matt Hardy turning up and he's like, he ain't scared.
And Heyman says, you learn something new every day. Like Matt Hardy having a death wish. And he rushes to tell Brock the good news.
Hey, Brock, there's this TV show called The Shoe People.
I can't believe the Heyman segment had so many things happening in it and it worked really well. Oh, wait, yes, I can.
Yes.
And we get the non-title match, Brock Lesnar versus Matt Hardy. Brock gets a decent pop, but Matt Hardy, even though the gimmick is he's an egomaniac heel, gets an even bigger one. Mm-hmm. All right. Matt attacks and Brock just wallops him in the ring post on the outside and follows with a short clothesline inside. Let's go, Lesnar chants already. Oh my God, what a short clothesline leg sweep Brock gives Matt Hardy. Crowd start chanting Goldberg ironically at him. Oh, I forgot about that. Matt with a roll up for 2, but Brock tosses him with a lovely overhead suplex and follows with a power slam. Brock poses to absorb the crowd's love, and the heat is the loudest in the entire show tonight. Brock charges and hits the floor. Matt tries to dive, and Brock catches him, but Matt escapes and makes the comeback in the ring. The twist of fate is casually blocked by Brock, and their 5 easily finishes in 3 minutes 10. Big, fat, fun squash.
Yeah.
Oh, then Brock Lesnar decides to head back to the ring after teasing leaving to double powerbomb Matt. I'm surprised Steph didn't saunter out to yell, "No, you did that on Raw. You don't beat up Matt Hardy here." Because he used to do that a few months ago. Ooh, that didn't land, did it? Well, thank you. What do you think, Tom? Ooh.
They can't all be overruns. They can't
Hey,
all...
Tom, remember the shoe people?
I'm still thinking about Shadow Moore's theme, I'll be honest with you.
Any thoughts?
Yeah, I thought Lesnar looked great here. I think Lesnar's a baby. Weirdly, he got booed earlier, but got cheers here. This crowd are very undecided in Mohegan Sun.
Because he's been exciting.
The Matt Hardy thing, like we say, people still love him. He's got to do something nefarious, I think, in order to get people to do this shit, but do it with heels.
Yeah.
Or do it faces, rather, sorry. Do it with baby faces.
Yeah.
That's it.
Backstage, Dawn Marie delivers a signed contract to Steph. So now the main event is a triple threat with a defector from Raw. And I thought, what? This is the worst series tournament I've ever seen.
I put, what fuckery is this?
Oh, it's so bad that they redo the segment during the break. I didn't notice any difference because I was too busy doing something more beneficial, such as staring into the sun. Benoit's theme starts with, "There's no holding me back." Yeah, guess again, fucker. Wait till you see who you're wrestling. Taz tells people to get on their phones and ring their friends. Yeah, tell them to Catch Enterprise hasn't been cancelled yet. And also, the new member of SmackDown is... The Undertaker.
And Steph makes the announcement on the stage, contract still in hand, as she squeals the Phenom, The Undertaker. But he's not the Phenom, he's the American Badass.
Yeah, he's been the Phenom for a while.
He's been the Phenom for ages.
And here he comes out with his new theme. The dead man walking.
It comes out to Amy Grant's Baby Baby.
So it's Benoit versus Angle versus Undertaker. Proud heel Benoit has already wrestled once tonight to earn this shot and also beat down Rikishi, so this is bollocks. Crowd are, though, very excited to see The Undertaker. Benoit and Angle double team Taker in the corner, but he fights both of them off with clotheslines and destroys both of them, of course. Undertaker tries a big boot on Kurt, who meanders himself under the ropes and crotches Undertaker with it. Nice spot in theory. Crowd were like, what was that? Angle and Benoit dump him, and Angle hits Benoit with the Rolling Germans before Benoit switches and hits his own version. Proof that only the last one hurts. Angle rolls him in the ankle lock, and Benoit makes the ropes, so Angle puts the boots to him and slugs away. Benoit gets another release German, dropping Angle on his own damn head and shoulder. Ow. But Taker saves and beats Benoit down the corner. Snake Eyes and Big Boot gets 2. Taker with the last ride, but Angle clips Taker to break it up and then takes the ref while Benoit nails Taker with a chair shot for 2. Oof, God, a lot of action here. Angle saves, so Taker throws him out the ring, but Benoit hits Taker with the German suplex. But Taker isn't feeling it and no sells, chokeslamming Benoit for 2. Angle with the ankle lock on Taker, but he quickly escapes that as well, so Benoit cross-faces Taker. I love Angle flying through the air when Undertaker reverses the ankle lock.
Oh, it's great, isn't it? It's so good.
It's like a cat caught in a big wind. So while Benoit holds the crossface, Angle puts Undertaker in an ankle lock. So Benoit releases and crossfaces Angle instead. Ha! They love each other, really. Angle reverses that in the ankle lock. Benoit sells the shit out of that hold because he saw Kishi's Razzie-level performance earlier and went, fuck him. Benoit makes the ropes and Angle pulls him back, but Taker rolls up Angle for 2. Angle charges Benoit and gets dumped to the floor, so Taker hits Benoit with the last ride and pins him to win the title shot at 8 minutes 45 that he didn't deserve. Hurried but fun headliner, even if the series thing didn't make a lick of sense and everyone knew Undertaker was winning as soon as he dragged his cop-loving crime-supporting arse out there. No post-show stuff. Thank Christ, I might have added somebody else to this series. Right, Undertaker, you have to defend your shot against Funaki next, mate.
No, they should have carried it on. That would have been fucking hilarious.
Yeah. However, Dave noted in The Observer at the time that they were pretty thin on top stars at this point. Now that Rock's gone and they've now decided this is going to be, the title is going to be, what's the word I'm supposed to call? Exclusive, thank you, to SmackDown. So it's like, oh, well, who's you going to take on then, Brock? for the next big pay-per-view, it's going to be The Undertaker.
Yeah, so you're moving him across, makes
I
sense.
understand. It just annoys me that Test was this close to get a big win and a big push, and he couldn't beat Deadman because he needed him for this.
It's infuriating. Isn't it?
Bollocks.
It's infuriating. But in terms of, so that's why Undertaker's moved across. Vince also sees Undertaker still as a big draw, which, you know, he's the Undertaker, of course, I get that. And also a great person to get in the ring with Brock Lesnar with, because you're establishing Brock as this top guy. He's already beat Hogan, he's beaten The Rock. Undertaker, in terms of the next guy, seems like the right one to do. They could have done Brock and Triple H, but I don't think
You're so funny, Tom.
but they were never going to do that for many, many years.
With
And
your optimism.
I know, right? But Trips has other plans on Raw as well. Keep them two fucking far apart. But it's so... This SmackDown, right? I don't hate the concept of the gauntlet, right? But fucking tell us it's a gauntlet.
Yeah, it's the lack of communication.
It's the lack of communication, and we're just sort of left to sort of piss into the wind as about what this actually is that we're watching.
Yeah, and don't take our word for it. The crowd reaction to this Raw... Sorry, Maffew. Crowd reaction to SmackDown... I'm sorry.
This tournament.
I did let slip my traitorous intentions. Yeah, the SmackDown were very negative. They've been... insane these past few weeks. It's been such a joy to watch SmackDown, and then this week's like, oh, this was a stinker.
This was a stinker, and I was just writing it down as you were sort of wrapping up talking about the match.
Tom doing notes,
and I was going, okay, so if the end goal is you want to run a gauntlet for the top contendership, but you want to bring Undertaker in a surprise at the end of the night, so how do you do it?
Oh, that's it, isn't it? That's the whole point. They want to...
Because that's what they want. Because you go,
they
okay.
can't reveal who... No.
Yeah, they can't reveal... Okay, so how would you do it? Okay, if you're going to do the gauntlet thing, right, this is what I'd have done, and I'd like your thoughts, okay? Right? Your first match is you could potentially do... Actually, could do... It doesn't have to differ too much from what we had, right? Because you do Edge and Eddie first, and Eddie wins. You do Rikishi and Eddie, and Rikishi wins. You then do Rikishi and Benoit... and Rikishi wins, but like he's paggered. You then do Rikishi and Angle, but Angle wins because he's been paggered by Eddie and padded by Rikishi.
Angle cheats, and so Steph goes, oh, you think you're going to cheat your way into this?
There you go.
Oh, just for that, our new signing will be inserted in the match.
There you go. There you go. That was meant to be the
new
last
signing, but whomst.
And then your main event is Angle versus Undertaker.
Yeah.
So you could do it that way. You could do it as...
Well done. You did that in, 2 minutes?
Yeah. You could also do it as there's 3 matches and there's a triple threat at the end of the night where you do Eddie and Edge, you do Rikishi and Benoit.
I think in 2 hours, that's going to take up too much time.
Yeah. You do Angle and Cena.
That's a thing for like a 3-hour thing.
It's only 3 matches and then a main event. You do Edge and Eddie, you do Rikishi and Benoit, you do Angle and Cena.
We need to have time for Nydia. Oh,
and then you have whoever wins those 3, and then you go, oh, by the way, it's a 4-way. There's the Undertaker. And it's a 4-way main event. Maybe you could do it that way.
Yeah.
But we came up with those in a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
And they were better than what we... It all comes down to just telling us what you're fucking doing.
Exactly.
And we knew it was winner stays on, because of the fact that there was a new winner every time, I think I like a gauntlet when it's someone that kind of pushes through a couple of rounds rather than it being a fresh winner every time. I feel like that's how you make a guy. Yeah. And, you know...
How well? But that aside, Tom, what was something that you remembered?
From this, I remember the debut of The Undertaker. I remember being like, I remember being a bit annoyed as a geeky, weird wrestling fan at the time, because I was quite enjoying SmackDown being like all the young lads. Yeah. That was the vibe that I got. And then Undertaker coming in and immediately steamrolling his way through this weird-ass elimination series of matches and becoming number 1 contender. I went, I'd like to have seen someone new fighting Lesnar. Like, that was the thing I was quite excited about with SmackDown, was it was the young guys. I was like, it's Undertaker. I was like, okay. So I remember that, and I remember as a kid being annoyed by it. Obviously, as a grown-up, I get it. I get why they did it. And boy, was it, they do it in a ham-fisted way. What did you remember?
I was the exact same thing with the exact same description you just said. So changing to Matt Hardy getting beat up by Brock and the crowd still cheering him.
Oh, yeah, that didn't...
Matt Hardy's like unstoppable push at this point.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's the wrong thing to say. A crowd love, I should say.
The crowd do love him.
Or something you forgot. I think we both covered that. Yeah.
That fucking music!
That's it. Mine was the MLB stuff, so that's nowhere near as exciting, so... we've got to plug. Until next week, Tom, as I desperately hold in my toilet that I need to go to.
You can't go to the toilet just yet, because I've got to tell you that, Maffew, next week, you are on special assignment.
What?
Because next week it is the first ever Cultaholic Classic Review Freaky Friday week.
Oh my God. That means I'm doing Raw.
Yeah, we are moving Maffew Gregg for 1 week only to the Cultaholic Classic Raw Review as we get set for King of the Ring 1997.
No, if I don't run out the room before you can catch me.
No, don't you dare. If you need to go, you can go. I'll finish
Thank
the
you.
announcements. I'll finish the
Botchamania 500.
There you go. Botchamania 500, plug it. The man's going to piss all over the country. So it's Freaky Friday week on the Cultaholic Classic Reviews next week. Maffew Gregg is being moved over to the Cultaholic Classic Raw Review for 1 week only. We are going to see Jack Atkins from the Cultaholic Classic Raw Review moved to watch Monday Nitro for the Cultaholic Classic Nitro Review. And Sam Driver, you may have put the dots together by now, Sam Driver will be here next Saturday for the Cultaholic Classic SmackDown Review. It's a Freaky Friday week, the first time ever on the Cultaholic Classic Review. We're mixing everything up. It's shaking things up. It'll be back to normal after a week, I promise. But we're shaking it up. Maffew's gone to shake his penis in the toilet. So this is a good point for me to say he is at Maffew Gregg on Twitter. I'm at Tom Campbell on Twitter. Together we're at Cultaholic on Twitter. How many other podcasts do you know would end with just the one guy because the other guy's gone for a piss? I guess they ran out of ink. Stay safe. Love you. Bye. Love you. Bye.